Welcome back to COVID-19, a Vermont town hall meeting. As more and more states are reopening, there are concerns we're moving too quickly and concerns maybe we're not acting fast enough. In this segment, we're going to look at the COVID-19 impact on retail and what the stores and shopping experience in the future might look like. We'll also take a look at the impact on the farming community, what your workplace is looking like ahead, and how Vermont's tourism industry can rebound from the pandemic. So let's begin with retail tonight, and Tom Torty, the president and CEO of the Lake Champlain Regional Chamber of Commerce, and Tourism Commissioner Heather Pelham. Both of you, I really appreciate you joining us.
Happy to be here.
Thank you for having us.
Tom, let's talk about where we are right now. Chamber businesses have reopened a little bit, of course, reduced capacity, some outdoor seating at restaurants. What are you hearing from businesses and customers as we go through this phase by phase?
What I'm hearing is that businesses are thankful to be able to start reopening. But what they're finding, and we all know this, is that the little bit that we've been able to turn the spigot and allow people to go into stores or go into restaurants is not enough, and it's not sustainable. And as we look forward to the day where we don't have these restrictions, the biggest concern that I'm hearing from members and non-members, because we've opened up our services to non-members as well, they want to be here in order to be able to reopen. So the biggest fear is getting from today to some date uncertain in the future. And what we've been doing is impressing upon people that now is the time to patronize those businesses to the extent that you can. Those businesses were always there for Vermonters in the past, and we think it's time, this is the time for Vermonters to be there for those businesses. Let's face it, when you go to Centennial Field or any of the parks, you don't see an Amazon banner hanging saying sponsor, Little League softball or baseball or anything. You see local businesses, and they really need our help now to survive.
You posted an op-ed, be smart, be selfless, wear a mask. We've heard about issues, violence in other parts of the country, some places even politicizing wearing a mask. What are you hearing from customers and your businesses?
That about 95% of the people are wearing masks. You have those die-hard people who aren't wearing masks, and I have an opinion about those folks that I probably won't share on the air. I think it's a basic, whether or not you believe that masks either prevent you from contracting it or giving it to somebody else, is a very simple baseline show of respect for other people, for their wishes, for who they are and what they believe. So when you go into a store and you see all of the staff wearing a mask, what we would like to get across is respect those people, put on a mask. It's not a gross violation of your civil liberties to put on a mask. I appreciate what some of the cities have done in mandating it. It certainly makes it easier for staff to talk to people who come in. But I think it's just basic communitarian decency. Put a mask on.
I want to bring in Joanna Lidback now, the farm at Wheeler Mountain in Barton. There we go. And also Richard Watts, the director for Center of Research on Vermont as well. They're getting ready. Heather, I understand the impact on neighboring states is so important when we talk about tourism, when we talk about reopening. I understand you're looking at New Hampshire, of course, but we have the ferry to and from New York. How difficult, is your job when you take into consideration the Canadian border is in play here?
Well, I think it really speaks to the fact that Vermont is not an island in many ways, and that's become clear throughout this whole situation that the visitors that we normally would be invited to our state this time of year, summer is the busiest time for tourism in Vermont. We're seeing that this pandemic has really had a lot of effect on all of our neighboring states. So we just have to be very careful to balance the public health and safety of our Vermonters, but also understand that our tourism businesses can't wait to welcome folks back again. Not only because that's what they do, that these are folks that are in hospitality and welcoming folks to their property and making sure they have a good time and have a great experience is what they do. And not being able to do that, on top of the financial strain has been really difficult. So we're looking at the data as closely as we can from those neighboring states so that we can get to that point where we can invite those visitors back just as soon as we are able to.
We have just a few minutes. I want to make sure we hear from Joanna and Richard Watts. Joanna, Ag Secretary Anson Tebbett said he informed lawmakers this week that in May, Vermont lost 14 dairy farms. In May of 2019, it was 1. What's your reaction?
It's sad, Lauren. Certainly, we hate to see any of our neighbors or friends sell their cows and move on. But there is life after dairy for them, that's for sure. We're facing an unprecedented time in dairy. We are all looking forward to 2020 being a type of recovery year after 4 long years of low and sustained milk prices. And it's just not been the case. So we're taking everything one day at a time. The cows don't know about COVID. They still need to be fed and milked and cared for every day. And so that does keep a sense of normalcy for us. But certainly it's always sad to see one of our neighbors sell their cows.
Richard, you recently co-authored a study called Telecommuting, Is It Here to Stay? I know I'm pushing you guys, we have a minute left, but what were the surprising factors that you learned from people when they weighed in on whether they still want to telecommute after this?
Yeah, thanks, Lauren. I think the tiniest silver lining in all of this is people who are working from home. A whole lot of Vermonters are finding that it actually works for them in a lot of ways. And employers are finding that it works for their employees in ways we didn't think about before. And that potentially enables a whole group of people to work from home more, reduce their environmental footprints, and actually, in their cases, feel better about their physical and mental health and provide Vermont with some opportunities to attract the kind of workers that could do this on a more regular basis.
Okay, Heather Pelham, Richard Watts, Joanna Lidback, Tom Torty. I understand this was a packed segment. Appreciate you joining us.
Thank you.
And we thank you so much for joining us tonight for this special COVID-19 virtual town hall. Good night.